You know where the metal detector's at? Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking at the chisel plow, and the pieces that fell off are in the field somewhere, and one's a transport mechanism that, you know, keeps the cylinders up. We need it. We need to find pieces that possibly could be, you know, used. Yeah, and it worked. All right. Yeah. Getting a plan. Just how exactly where we're going to start. Talking about the pieces and how they need to go back together. What's going to get heated up and bent back into place first. See, it's got a spot that's welded and then it skips. And my guess is they put holes in the bottom of it so that if water gets in there, it'll drain for winter. So I gotta clean off the old welds. I gotta heat up some spots and try bending this back into a proper position. Remove all the old weld that broke and down to base metal. After the welds are cleaned, where the cracks are and other places, you need to bevel it so that it can be 100% bead. There's going to be a lot of things that need to be put into place first before any metal's been preheated so that it can be shaped into place. What I mean by things being put into place, there needs to be some I-beams and some plate welded to the frame so that I can bottle jack off of it and so that I can tie chains to it and put chain binders on it to draw the metal into place. Okay, this torch, rosebud torch tip, is a number 8, and the acetylene regulator is set at 15 plus. If it snuffs out on you, the fire goes out, you need to increase the pressure of the gas just a little bit. And the oxygen is equal or less. It's at 15 also on the regulator. What I'm doing now is warming up the area that got bent. There's a bottle jack on the bottom and there's a bottle jack on the top above the rosebud torch, and just warming all this up so that I can push up from the bottom and push down on the top bottle jack to bow this back into place.
Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful, sunshiny Saturday morning, October 29th, something like that. Anyways, gonna run the 300 DLX Lincoln for stick welding today, constant current, and I have another set of bottles because those are my bottles. Got the setting, course setting at 100, and the remote control's hooked up, so we'll probably run about 70 to 85, 90 amps most with 3/32 7018 Hobart rod. Got some extra pieces here that are tack welded in place to hold it. I've got another piece here that we're going to tack weld it on to the bottom down here, and then we're going to try heating it up and pulling it, this part right here, back into place. This doesn't get welded across here, only a plate goes down in there. You'll see later, but we got to get this crack closed up. And once this comes over, then we've got to bring this up some. Quite a bit of heating to do, but I got to hold this in place while it gets pulled.
All right, we're gonna back this tractor up, hook a chain to the drawbar and a chain binder, and hook it up to that angle iron piece that I welded onto the arm, and draw up the chain binder and bend that back in place after it's warmed up.
All right, we tack welded right there, holding this in place. Chain off. There's a bunch of things to do here. Anyways, I'll continue welding on this here, and there's some other spots here you can see. I gotta fill all this in, then I'm gonna cut this off, and then I got some welding to do on the back side. The original MIG weld needs to be ground out because it came off of the plate, and re-weld that, and then we'll come back here and we'll do some more work to the spindle leg or arm and twist it back so that we can drop the hydraulic cylinder mount bracket right here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here it's cracked. All the way down. Weld this back up, one more bead. This was all cracked in here too. There's some more underneath here. I You can't see maybe because of the shade. Cleaning up all these little cracks. And then we're gonna straighten this bar out right here. Get it so it's level like that. Put a weld back on it here. Needs another bar right here. It ain't going.
The very underneath of that bracket where the rosebud torch is was twisted, and I concentrated only on that one spot and warmed it up and twisted that up in that area. Alright, in this section of the video, it needed to go forward, the spindle. So I had to chain it up and put a chain binder on it and pull it towards the front of the tongue of the chisel plow. After everything's cooled down a little bit, and I've checked the squareness on the flange of that hub off of the frame, making sure the frame's all square, not tore up first, but squared it off of that frame with that level, the straight edge area, all four corners, top and bottom and sides, forward and back of that hub, and got it as close as I can, less than a 1/16 of an inch. After checking the squareness of the hub to the frame, had to pull the spindle back just a little bit more. It was out of square. This time I'm pushing down on it with a bottle jack, making sure that the spindle is again square top and bottom to the frame. Checking for squareness again, over and over. I want this thing to trail straight behind the tractor. Alright, I got it where I want it. Gonna clean all the metal and bevel it. The flat spot right there, on the spindle, and then 1/4-inch steel. Gonna make a vertical weld. All right, at the end of this clip, my GoPro battery died. In the next few pictures, I'll show you the end results of pieces that got put in place and welded. In this picture, it does show the plate where the eyelet is that holds the hydraulic cylinder. That plate is the vertical one welded to the trailing arm. This is what got lost in the field, and we had to find it with metal detector. This will be the end of this video. There's going to be a part 2. Many more pieces got put onto this trailing arm to beef it up because I had been heating it, moving the parts of that trailing arm back in place before I welded it. And the axle. The axle was bent also. It bowed a little bit, and there's some bushings that had to be replaced. And that'll be in part 2. So until then, we'll see you again. Please like and subscribe. And give me the thumbs up if you like the video. Thank you.